As round one got underway, Chris Walker showed that the Kawasaki was quick and held the lead. But Neil Hodgson on the GSE Ducati was out to show us that he meant business on his return to the UK and took the lead almost effortlessly from Walker. Chris slipped back into a battle with Reynolds and Hayden, whose 99 campaign got off to a very shaky start. But round one seemed to be going Hodgson's way.
There's the race leader, Hodgson, having a whale of a time out there. What a fillip for his confidence if he brings it home to the win this time. He had a lot of knockers when he was out of the UK, but he's proving the point here and now, and it will stand him in very good stead for the remainder of the season. What a lead he's got. Neil Mackenzie, meanwhile, reigning champion, is down there in 7th place. They are on their last lap. Walker, number 2, in 2nd. 3rd place, number 4, John Reynolds. The new Yamaha of Neil Mackenzie has a lot to be sorted out before they can get it on the race pace, but believe me, they will do it. The checkered flag awaits Neil Hodgson, hand in the air, win number 1 then for the 25-year-old from Burnley. Ah, he's thrilled with that one. The crowd love it too. What a win for Neil Hodgson. Walker 2nd, Reynolds and Bayliss, Hodgson's teammate, was 4th. James Hayden brought the Suzuki home in 5th place. Sean Emmett, Mackenzie was 7th, and Hislop won't be pleased with that. Round 2, 24 laps again. Will it be a repeat performance for Neil Hodgson, number 25? We shall see. A brilliant start from the pole position by Chris Walker. Alongside him again goes John Reynolds. Not a very good start again for number 32, Troy Bayliss. However, he's slotted into 4th as they rocket down the hill. Steve Hislop much better this time. The number 3 pink helmeted Kawasaki. Up into the lead goes Chris Walker. They're all bunched up at Druids. It's closer action this time. Hodgson is still in there fighting, but he's under some pressure now from Troy Bayliss, his teammate. We're riding with Bayliss. Then we're looking back at Sean Emmett, who is behind Bayliss. But it's Chris Walker away in the lead, who knows he really has to smoke it this time and put some space between himself and what he knows to be phenomenally fast Ducatis. All of the riders on these factory bikes say, compared to last year's models, they're almost like different motorcycles. They're much quicker. Race leader Chris Walker riding a combination of a 99 spec engine in last year's chassis. That's the best combination he found here at Brands Hatch. We're with Troy Bayliss. There's Sean Emmett scything across the front of the Australian. Emmett then desperate to get on terms with his teammate. But where's Bayliss going? Is he going to go the long way round? Ahead of Emmett, you can see the green helmeted, orange leathers of Neil Hodgson, first race winner. The sun is out here at Brands. The conditions are absolutely perfect. They are closely packed this time. Hayden in there, number 8, fighting behind number 32, Troy Bayliss. The Suzuki desperate to get on terms, Roger. This is some contest.
Well, no rider wants to give an inch here because all of these guys are capable, as they proved in qualifying. Whoa! And Neil Hodgson then nearly out of the seat. He won't like that. That was trying to get the power on too early, too fast. He obviously pulled away in race 1 and thought he could do it in race 2. Now all of these guys are capable, and Bayliss there dives underneath Emmett, so this is really nip and tuck. Now what the riders do by doing that is actually slow each other down. So for instance, Neil Hodgson's dropped to the back of the... Whoa! And there we've got a faller down, and that looks like Paddock Bend, and it's privateer Damien Bailey, but he's up and perfectly okay. Back with the action then, and Bayliss there on bike 32 ahead of Emmett on bike 7. Hayden's lurking on bike number 8.
Race leader Chris Walker, behind him number 4, John Reynolds. Reynolds and Emmett, there's a battle of the tyres going on here as well. They're on Michelin rubber, everyone else is on Dunlop. And that Michelin rubber working well as up the inside goes John Reynolds. Walker then relegated to 2nd place. A twitch from the back end. Chris Walker's on the inside line. Will he make it pay? This, the reconfigured Graham Hill bend. It's a lot tighter. They have to now squirt out of there in a straight line up towards Surtees. This left-hander where Hayden went grass-cutting in the first encounter. In 3rd place then, it's number 32 now, Troy Bayliss, who has got his nose in front of his teammate Hodgson, who is in 5th. James Hayden, number 8, is in 4th place. There is the previous race winner right behind him, Neil Hodgson. This the battle, though, for the lead. On the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, number 4, John Reynolds on the Ducati, going for a win here. He goes extremely well at Brands, as does his teammate Sean Emmett. We're looking forward now from Troy Bayliss. Troy Bayliss is in 3rd place. No, he's not, he's in 4th. Hayden is 3rd. Puts the fuel-injected Suzuki up the inside of the Australian. 2nd gear round here. Hayden takes the wide line. Gets the power on very, very quickly. Keep the back end tight. Right with him, lurking is Bayliss on the inside line at Surtees. Is Bayliss going coming through into third. It's nip and tuck. Up into third place again goes James Hayden. He's coming out of clearways, driving hard. Oh, dear me, it's pushed Bayliss wide. It's up the door wide open. Through goes Hodgson up into third. You just saw on the right-hand side. Up goes another one. Alongside now goes Sean Emmett. Sean Emmett is going past Bayliss. Ducati versus Ducati. That was an absolute catastrophe for the Australian number 32. Will he recover from that?
Well, he's got plenty of time to recover. It's still quite early in the race as they're all swapping positions. As I said before, they can all ride round here at more or less the same speed. This is now becoming quite a tactical race. The guys will be thinking, looking at the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition and seeing where they feel they're best able to position themselves for later on in this race.
Controlled fuel used in this. There can be no advantage with regard to the fuel. There can be no advantage with regard to weight. They have a 162 kilogram minimum weight. That's why this class is the best in the world. It is far, far more spectacular from a racing point of view than even Motorcycle Grand Prix, because here you have the numbers 1 and 2, nip and tuck. There's Reynolds. It's Walker leading. Walker, double second place in this championship, will settle for nothing less than the number 1 plate at the end of the 1999 season. But you can see for yourselves what a fight he's going to have on his hands to achieve that. Hodgson now is up to second and is stalking down race leader Chris Walker.
Well, Graham Hill Bend there presented an opportunity for Neil Hodgson to pass John Reynolds. He made that pass previously before the corner was altered. That wouldn't have been possible. So that's interesting. Graham Hill Bend, reconfigured, has presented a new passing opportunity at Brands Hatch. But it's Walker there on bike number 2 in the lead now. Neil Hodgson's got his head down. Looks like he's the fastest man on the track. Is he going to try and pass Walker and make a break? We're on board with Bayliss there, and he goes up the inside of Sean Emmett. So that's Bayliss moving back up the field.
He's not the only one moving up the field, because Suzuki's James Hayden, number 8, has gone into third place on the outside of John Reynolds. Reynolds is now scrapping back again. Will Hayden pull it off again at the bottom of Graham Hill Bend? He's absolutely electric here. He's on the inside. No, John Reynolds far too wily for that. And right behind Hayden is Troy Bayliss, and we're riding with Troy Bayliss. This is deja vu for someone, and it's Bayliss being pushed wide again because the youngster, the 25-year-old from Buckinghamshire, James Hayden, gives absolutely no quarter indeed. Looking back from Chris Walker, this is the second place man, Neil Hodgson, on the outside at Paddock Hill Bend. The Ducati is fast. He's leading on Walker's left knee. Walker going a little bit wide, trying to fend him off, and he's succeeded. Leading a race for the second time today, then number 25, Neil Hodgson. Look at Reynolds back into third. He's got the better of Suzuki's James Hayden in fourth. They are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 of them really in this scrap. Hayden's on the inside, going for third place and taking it. The number 8, Suzuki. It's a bit of a rocket ship, James Hayden says. Nothing like the bike he rode last year. He had 1 win last year. Wouldn't it be fantastic for him if he could go away from Brands Hatch with another win? Troy Bayliss on the back end now of Sean Emmett. Emmett then on the number 7 Ducati, and ahead of him is teammate number 4 John Reynolds, who is gradually slipping backwards here. The first 3 moving away ever so slightly. Up goes Bayliss again. All these 3 Ducatis, rival teams, rival rubber, and they are going well. There's Hayden making a move now on Chris Walker. This is really frantic.
Well, Hayden shot up the inside of Chris Walker there, and it looked like he was going to go straight on, but there he is, in picture behind Neil Hodgson. So, fantastic braking manoeuvre there from James Hayden at Druids Bend. The power characteristics of these 3 bikes are all different. We've got a Ducati leading, we've got a Suzuki second and a Kawasaki third. As they sweep round the outside into clearways of Nigel Nottingham there on a Yamaha, and Hayden and Walker make him the sandwich filling there as Neil Hodgson gets the power down as they come through now onto the start and finish straight.
Look at number 8, James Hayden's body language as he goes into the bends. It looks as though he's taken a leaf out of the Jamie Whittam Book of Excellence here. Similarly mounted as Whittam was last season on Suzuki, James Hayden is really setting this race alight. He's now in second place behind Hodgson. There is another tail ender ahead of them, and these present real passing opportunities. It also means that the tail ender is a bit of a mobile chicane, but he's staying out of the way. The top 3 goes through. We're with Troy Bayliss now, still having this raging battle with John Reynolds. having displaced Sean Emmett. We're back with the racing three at the front. It's Hodgson, it's Hayden in second place, number 8, and then Chris Walker. And it looks as though this three-way scrap is going to go all the way to the end of the race in the sunlight here at Brands Hatch. A spectacle in front of a fantastic crowd, and it's Hayden going for the lead. He's on the inside, he's got the right line, but he has to stay tight because the Ducati has the torque up the hill towards Druids. Has he done it? He's right there. It's going to be very difficult for Neil Hodgson to go the long way round at Druids. James Hayden leads, and if he pulls this one off, it'll be his second British Superbike win, and last year's win was his first, Roger, for a very long time.
Interestingly enough, we've watched Chris Walker on bike number 2 last year's series, the series before that, being so aggressive, and he looks the least aggressive of the 3 guys out here. I think it's a surprise to him maybe that James Hayden and Neil Hodgson are mixing it with him and putting all the moves on him that he normally puts on them.
This trio now breaking away from the chasing bunch. Bayliss is down there, but you can see now Hodgson has got back in front and going again for the inside, James Hayden, and taking it. Walker's there, almost on the gravel, but he's tucked in. Now watch Wiley, Chris Walker, the number 2 Kawasaki. He's on the outside. Tailenders barging up the inside of James Hayden. Goes number 25, Neil Hodgson, and Walker dives through the middle and nearly skittles everyone. He's in second place. He gained a place at the expense of Neil Hodgson, but it had, and there, a sad day for reigning champion Neil Mackenzie, who retires his Yamaha in the second race here at Brands Hatch. 7th in race 1. He will add no points, so it's a foot off the footrest for Chris Walker. I'm breathless here. It's unbelievably frantic. It must be desperate, Roger, for them out there.
I think I spoke too soon. I said Chris Walker looked the least aggressive, and the last 2 laps, he's done everything to prove me wrong. But now coming up to Druids Bend, it's still Hayden from Hodgson there. Now, Chris Walker is a wily character. He's a brilliant tactician, and he will want to win this race.
James Hayden then leading the Ducati and the Kawasaki of Chris Walker. Hodgson on the Ducati. If anything, Hayden just inching away, riding oh so perfectly here in the sunshine at Brands Hatch. But Hodgson, very experienced, having tasted victory here already, will know maybe already just where he's going to make his play and play that card on race leader Hayden. But Chris Walker desperate to get the race win. 25 points up for grabs if they go for it. 20 for second place. 25 will do nicely. Thank you very much for James Hayden. Walker on the outside, maybe just watching in case these 2 tangle. Is he going to dive through again in that spectacular style? No, he's not, but he's now at Graham Hill Bend, the left-hander. Second gear around here. Be careful the back doesn't step out. You could really put them all together. We are on the last lap now, and Hodgson's making his move. Hayden fighting back, throwing it right and left. He denied Neil Hodgson. Chris Walker on the Kawasaki going for second, but it's Hayden, the fuel-injected Suzuki, taking the drag down towards the line. Will he get the verdict? In second place, it's Walker. Hodgson relegated to third, and a victory, I think, a victory. Walker thinks he's won it. Hayden thinks he's won it. We'll have to wait and take a look at that. It was very, very close as they went over the line. But the Suzuki man got the verdict from Walker, Hodgson, Reynolds and his teammate Sean Emmett, 4th and 5th. Troy Bayliss lost out to Steve Hislop, and the privateer Paul Young was 8th.